we move forward to session 2 of our faculty development program, it is now my privilege to invite our respected principal, Dr. M. Kheruwala, to introduce and welcome our esteemed resource person, Lieutenant Commander, retired Shri Vinod Yadav ji, Deputy Secretary, University Grant Commission, UGC, Government of India. Sir, may I kindly request you to address the gathering and formally invite our distinguished speaker for today's session.
Good afternoon, everyone. It is my great honor and privilege to welcome our esteemed resource person, Lieutenant Commander Vinod Singh Yadav, Deputy Secretary, University Grant Commission, Government of India. A former Lieutenant Commander in the Indian Navy, Sir served the nation for 10 years before joining the UGC in 2013. With rich experience in higher education policy, legal affairs, online and distance education, and institutional reforms. He is currently leading key national initiatives, including Institution of Eminence, PM Usha, Paramarsh, and e-governance. He is also distinguished speaker on NEP implementation and AI in higher education. On behalf of Ishan Educational Institution, I extend our heartfelt gratitude to you, sir, for graciously accepting our invitation. We are truly honored by your presence and are confident that today's session will be highly enriching and inspiring for all the participants. Dear participants, please join me in extending a warm welcome to Lieutenant Commander Vinod Singh Yadav. Sir, we warmly welcome you. The virtual platform is now yours. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir, for that wonderful introduction. A big thank you also for inviting me to be part of this FDP program. I also want to thank Dr. Anu ma'am for giving me this opportunity. Namaskar and good afternoon to all the esteemed participants of this FDP program being conducted by Ishan Ishan Educational Institutions, Greater Noida. So it's an honor and a privilege to be part of this FDP program, and it's an opportunity for me to connect to fellow faculty members. The session that I'm going to cover is going to be about NEP 2020, digital transformation and the quality assurance in higher education. Just give me a minute so that I can share my presentation. So I hope the presentation is visible, ma'am.
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. So I also want to congratulate the organizers for coming up with a very pertinent faculty development program on the theme called Next Generation Academia, Integrating Artificial Intelligence into Teaching and Research. So
Your
this is a
PPT
very...
is not visible properly.
It's not audible, ma'am? Ma'am, is it audible?
Not visible, sir.
Okay, not visible? Okay. Just give me a minute, ma'am.
Sir, now it's visible.
Now it's visible. Okay. I have lost track of my PPT. I need to just search for a PPT. Give me a minute so that I can.
No issue, sir.
Yeah. Is it visible now, ma'am?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So sorry for that inconvenience
No issues.
where you were not able to see the screen. It's a very pertinent topic for this faculty development program. What is there for us after the advent of artificial intelligence? So how do we integrate artificial intelligence into the teaching learning process, into the various other aspects of the academic cycle, and also in the research? The topic which has been given to me is, like I told you, National Education Policy 2020, digital transformation, and the quality assurance in higher education. So before we just dwell into the main topic, I just want to share a small story with all the participants. So this story is from a school, maybe a senior secondary school in the state of Kerala. So this was a school, a co-educational school in somewhere in the southern part of the state of Kerala. And a new teacher was in fact appointed by that particular school. And she was made the class teacher for class standard 3. So she went to the classroom, and as is usual with all of us, that when we become the class teacher, or when we go to a classroom for the first time, we want to acquaint ourselves with the students who are there in the classroom. So she also wanted to acquaint herself with all the students in the classroom. She was also the class teacher. So she just asked all the students to just mention their name and what was the profession of their parents. As demanded or as directed by the teacher, the students started telling their name, and then about the job that their parents were doing. So they told that my father is a government officer, or he is a doctor, or he's somebody told his parent is a doctor. The other child told his parent was an engineer. The other one more child told that his father was a bank employee. There was a little girl in that classroom, and when this exercise had started, she became very nervous. In fact, she was not very comfortable with the this particular interaction with the teacher wanted to have with the students. Sachin Goyalji, do you have a question for me? आपका hand raised हुआ है. Okay, if there is a question, I can't see the chat room now. So I would request if you can hold on to your question. If there is a technical issue, you can write it down in the chat box. If there is a query, maybe you can just hold on, and we'll try to take it up at the end of the session. Okay, like I was saying, the moment the teacher started this exercise of asking all the students to mention their name and the profession of their parent, this little girl who was there in this standard 3 of this classroom of the school, she became very, very nervous. She was not happy with the what we call the question that the teacher was asked. Anyways, the teacher, in fact, proceeded, and this little girl, in fact, wanted to avoid this question as far as she could, and she was not, in fact, she was hoping that this maybe that bell rings, and she was not asked, she doesn't get the turn to answer the question about, right? So anyways, the students were, in fact, telling their name and the profession of their parent. And eventually, when the turn of this little girl came, she mentioned, or she told her name, and then she told that my father was a manhole cleaner. So he was with the municipality, and his task was to clean the manholes. Anyways, the teacher and the students didn't what you call, she felt very embarrassed with, mentioning the profession of her parent, but the teacher didn't say anything, and the class got over. But she was very, very, what we call, she was slightly nervous after the class as to what her fellows, students or peers will make of her or her background. Anyways, the 5 years passed, and now the class, this little girl who was there in class third, now moved on to class eighth, and again a new teacher was appointed, or in fact transferred to this particular school, and she was made the class teacher of the uh, standard eighth classroom, or the classroom of the little girl that we are talking about. So again, when this new teacher came and she came into the classroom, she also again wanted to ask or familiarize herself with the students. And she again told the students to mention their name and the profession of the parents. So the students started doing that. So they told that this is my name, and my father is a government officer, my father is a doctor, my father is an engineer, my father is a bank official. Right. So slowly, all the students narrated or told their name and the profession of the what you call profession of their parent. Now, when it is the turn of this girl, so she was also asked the same question, and she told, "This is my name, and my father is a robo operator." Right. So what had happened is, in these 5 years, the state of Kerala had in fact banned manual scavenging or manual cleaning of the what you call manholes, and they had in fact adopted a device called Bandikut. So, which is a device which is like a robot, and it has a lot of arms and all. It is operated by a person. It uses artificial intelligence and robotic technology both. You just have to place Bandikut over the manhole, and then it will the entire the arms will come down. They will go into the manhole and do the cleaning. Right. So why I have narrated this story is that we all have seen or we have seen different aspects about artificial intelligence. Some are negative in the sense there is a say that they will take away a lot of human jobs, and then the thinking power of the humans will be impacted, and we will our IQ will come down and things like that. But what I want to stress upon is see what sort of change this artificial intelligence or this Pandit could bring about in the life of that little child. So in fact, it actually transformed the entire social particular child, something which is not possible by any other. Right. So the point I want to stress upon is if we can use the newer technologies, including robotics or artificial intelligence, in a creative manner, then there is a possibility that we can bring about a lot of change in the way we live, the change in our surroundings, our environment. It is only that we are required to, in fact, make good use of these technologies. We need to employ them for the betterment of the humanity. Right. So this is the potential that artificial intelligence and other technologies hold as far as the humankind is concerned, and the things which can be made possible by artificial intelligence, deep learning, quantum computing, and all are tremendous. It is only our effort and our what you call thinking which is going to make the difference. So with that, let us start the session. I'll just give this. This is something which is a story as to what exactly the knowledge is. I'll just cover it briefly rather. Yeah, as you can see, There's a teacher who actually enters a classroom with two objects. He has a candle in one hand and he has a mirror in the other. What he does next is he lights up the candle and then he asks the students what is the purpose of the education. And the students, as usual, reply that to acquire knowledge or to get a job or to understand things better, to make a better society and all. And then what the teacher does is he places the mirror beside the candle. And what happens is the mirror, in fact, reflects the light of the candle, and the room becomes more luminous, and there is a lot of light in the room. So that is what, and then the teacher summarizes that knowledge is, in fact, like a candle and a teacher is like a mirror. So the brighter the teacher reflects the knowledge, right? He is acting like he is the mirror. So the way he, in fact, reflects the knowledge, or the way he presents the knowledge, that is how the student is going to gain much more. So knowledge is like the candle, a teacher is a mirror, and the brighter the teacher reflects this knowledge, the brighter the society or the students or learners will be. So now let us see how the higher education system in our country has evolved, or how the number of institutions have increased over a period of time from the time of independence. As you can see in this table, in 1950-51, we had only 27 universities and around 578 colleges, and most of the universities were the central, where the government-funded universities. Basically, the central universities were 3, and there were around 24 state universities. And going forward, we can see that the main, what you call, main tip-off point, or the or the time when the number of institutions, in fact, started growing exponentially, came in between 2005-6 and 2011-12. So in 2005-6, we had only 345 universities, but they increased to 621 over a period of next 6-7 years in 2011-12. And the number of colleges also doubled from 17,000 to 34,000. So as of 2021, we had around 1,113 universities and 43,796 colleges. Going forward, as per 24-25, we had around 1,280 universities and almost like 54,000 colleges. So we can see at least the colleges have multiplied by, or they have grown 100 times, from 578 to almost 54,000. And the universities have also increased substantially during the last 75 years, from 27 to 12. Now, this is another table where I just want to impress upon the gross enrollment ratio. So in 1950-51, we had only 2 lakh. You had almost 2 lakh learners or students in the higher education system. But going forward in 2021, the number of students or learners in the higher education system have exceeded 4 crores. And recent data for 25-26 shows that the number of learners or students in higher education have crossed around 4.5 crores, right? And the gross enrollment ratio, as in 2021, was 27.3. And it has, if we take the figures of 24-25, it is 28.3 or something like that, right? So I hope everybody understands what is the gross enrollment ratio. Anybody who can just who just wants to enlighten everybody about the gross enrollment ratio, because gross enrollment ratio is something which is very, very important, and as faculty members, we all should be aware as to what the gross enrollment ratio is. Anybody? You can raise your hand, and I would request Anu ma'am if she can kindly unmute that particular participant.
Sure, sir.
Ujala Kumari ma'am or Vasundhara Sharma ma'am, you have any idea about the gross enrollment ratio, GER?
Vasundhara.
Yes, anybody? Ambika Saxena ma'am or idea what is gross enrollment ratio?
हाँ, gross enrollment ratio means जो student enrolled,
Ask the question.
हाँ, gross in
हेलो,
hello,
बोलिए सर, मैं सुन पा रहा हूँ.
सर ग्रॉस एनरोलमेंट रेशो मीन्स जैसे स्टूडेंट इनरोलमेंट कराते हैं एजुकेशन
हाँ,
में, जैसे
हाँ.
प्राइमरी सेकेंडरी, तो उनका जो पॉपुलेशन से
वेरी गुड,
डेटा ऐसा कुछ.
वेरी. और कोई बोलना चाहेगा? दीपा पाटिल मैम और डॉक्टर अंजलि जभाष. कोई भी ऐसा कोई गलत और सही नहीं है, जैसे सर ने बोला तो सर ने कुछ व्हाट वी कॉल आइडिया दिया हमें, बट मुझे पता है कि आप लोगों को पता है क्या ग्रॉस एनरोलमेंट रेशियो है, बट आई जस्ट वांट टू हियर इट फ्रॉम यू. Okay, so I will just without wasting much time, मैं आपको बता दूं कि ग्रॉस एनरोलमेंट रेशियो जो है, इट इज बेसिकली हर लेवल ऑफ एजुकेशन के लिए ग्रॉस एनरोलमेंट रेशियो होता है. सो वी हैव ए ग्रॉस एनरोलमेंट रेशियो फॉर द school education. We also have it for the senior secondary education. We also have it for the higher education. So higher education में हम higher education institutions and colleges and universities की बात कर रहे हैं, and here we are talking about the gross enrollment ratio of the higher education. So gross enrollment ratio of higher education is almost 28.3 as in 24-25. So what we mean by gross enrollment ratio is ideally all the citizens or the students of our country who are in the age group of 18 to 23, right? So 18 to 23 जितने भी age के जितने भी बच्चे हैं, they are supposed to be part of the higher education system. So unko they should be enrolled in the universities and colleges, right? Because 18 years तक 12th हो जाती है, और another 5 years for higher education, 3 years for the undergraduate degree, and 2 years for the postgraduate degree. So total is 5 years from the age group of 18 to 20. So of the total number of the students or the population in our country of the citizens who are in the age group of 18 to 23, how many are in fact actually enrolled with the colleges and universities multiplied by 100 is what is called as the gross enrollment ratio. So if I tell you with an example, hypothetically, अगर हम ये मान लें कि हमारे देश में 18 से 23 वर्ष के 100 बच्चे हैं, right? Hypothetically, I'm just giving just for explaining what is gross enrollment ratio. मैं आपको बोल रहा हूँ कि अगर हम में 18 से 23 साल के जो सिटीजन्स हैं, जो बच्चे हैं, वो 100 हैं, राइट? सो 18 से 23 साल मतलब दे शुड बी देयर इन द हायर एजुकेशन. अब इन 100 में से अगर 25 बच्चे ऐसे हैं जो एक्चुअली हु आर एनरोल्ड इन दी colleges or who are going to the university, then the gross enrollment ratio will be 25 who are actually with the higher education divided by the total number of students, that is 100 into 100. So that will be gross enrollment ratio will be 25%. अब मैं आपसे ये जानना चाहूंगा कि नेशनल एजुकेशन पॉलिसी 2020 इट हैज सेट ए टारगेट for the gross enrollment ratio in higher education. कोई मुझे बता सकता है what is the target that NEP talks about with respect to gross enrollment ratio in higher education? Archana Singh, madam, कोई idea? Or you can mention in the chat box. See, I'll repeat the question again. As per National Education Policy 2020, what is the target that NEP has envisaged for the gross enrollment ratio in higher education? You can mention it in the chat. Okay, I'm just seeing the chat. 100%? No, Vasundhara madam, 100% नहीं है. कोई और? Okay, school 100% by 2030 ठीक है. NEP target 93%. Okay. Anybody else? Okay, ये as faculty members हमें पता होना चाहिए कि as per NEP 2020 कह रहा है कि the gross enrollment ratio in higher education will be 50% by 50% by. Okay, very good. आदित्य शर्मा जी ने बहुत अच्छा जवाब दिया है. जो आदित्य शर्मा जी का जवाब है वो एकदम सही है कि 2035 तक या दैट इज 2035 तक the gross enrollment ratio in higher education should be 50%, right? This is what is the target which is set by the National Education Policy 2020. 50% gross enrollment ratio in higher education by 2035. That is 2035 में 2035 में जितने भी बच्चे हमारे हायर एजुकेशन के लिए एलिजिबल होंगे उसमें से आधे बच्चे हमारे हायर एजुकेशन में एनरोल्ड होंगे, मतलब वो हायर एजुकेशन को परस्यू कर रहे हैं. ये दोनों चीजें आपको याद रहनी चाहिए कि जो ग्रॉस एनरोलमेंट रेशियो क्या है और ग्रॉस एनरोलमेंट रेशियो हायर एजुकेशन का टारगेट क्या सेट किया है नेशनल एजुकेशन पॉलिसी. ओके, सो अब World Economic Forum जो है, World Economic Forum is a body which looks after the development of a lot of countries, and it keeps a tab as to how the economies of the countries are progressing, what is happening to the economies, how whether they are developing or there is a recession, or what is the state of the economies of the world. And it also keeps track of a lot of how the industry is going, how the job market is growing, how people are finding jobs and all, right? And every year, जो ये World Economic Forum है, they come out with a report called Future of Jobs Report. तो अगर हम पिछले साल की फ्यूचर ऑफ जॉब्स रिपोर्ट की बात करें, फ्यूचर ऑफ जॉब्स रिपोर्ट 2025, so in that World Economic Forum has said that all the workers who are right now working, अब जितने भी जो हमारा जो मैन पावर है या हमारा जो लेबर है जो अभी इंडस्ट्री में काम कर रहा है, जॉब मार्केट में काम कर रहा है, so whatever skills they are using to perform their job by 2030, that is आज से 3.5 साल के अंदर 2030 में वर्ल्ड इकोनॉमिक फोरम is saying that 40% of the skills which the what you call present manpower in the industry is using, they will change. तो जो skills उसको वो आज यूज कर रहा है इंडस्ट्री में, 40% जो मैन पावर है जो स्किल्स यूज कर रहा है, उस 40% मैन पावर की जो स्किल्स आज यूज कर रहा है वो स्किल्स 2030 तक बदल जाएंगी. मे बी दे विल बिकम रिडेंडेंट और दे मे बिकम ऑब्सोलीट, और ऐसा भी हो सकता है कि वो जॉब ही ना रहे. मतलब the core skills which he is using to perform his job today, 40% of the labor which is there, they will notice that the skills that they are using today are not relevant by 2030. इसी के साथ जो ये फ्यूचर ऑफ जॉब्स रिपोर्ट जो कह रहा है कि कितना what will be the total growth of jobs and what will be the loss of jobs, so it says around 92 million jobs will be displaced, right? So 9.2 crore जो जॉब्स हैं जो आज एग्जिस्ट कर रहे हैं वो या तो रिडेंडेंट हो जाएंगे या ऑब्सोलीट हो जाएंगे या नॉन एग्जिस्टेंट हो जाएंगे बिकॉज ऑफ द एडवांसमेंट्स इन दी टेक्नोलॉजी. सो जो आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस इज कमिंग, डीप लर्निंग, मशीन लर्निंग, क्वांटम कंप्यूटिंग, क्लाउड कंप्यूटिंग, IoT, ड्रोन टेक्नोलॉजी, ऑगमेंटेड रियलिटी, वर्चुअल रियलिटी, नैनो टेक्नोलॉजी, बहुत सारी जो new changes or the technological advancement that we are having. As a result of that, this report is saying that 9.2 crore jobs will be lost by 2030. And the other thing which it is predicting is, though the 92 million jobs will be lost, around there will be addition of 170 million jobs, right? So 170 million jobs will be created anew because of the advancements in the technology. So 17 crore job और पैदा होंगे. So at least जो हम newspaper में पढ़ते हैं या the general trend that we are noticing in all the news that we read or we visit this LinkedIn or other platforms, they have been saying that because of artificial intelligence, बहुत सारे layoffs होंगे, the jobs will be lost, right? And the most of the jobs of the human beings will
रिफ्रेश कर लो, हो जाएगा. हो गया था मेरा. हाँ.
Okay, so at least this report is saying that though the number of jobs will be lost, but the number of jobs which will be created will be much more. So this report is at least very, very optimistic, and I fully agree with forum is saying, क्योंकि हमने देखा है कि बहुत सारी जो टेक्नोलॉजिकल changes होते हैं, whenever there is a advent of a new technology, there is some sort of chaos or there is some sort of uncertainty which comes. So, for example, when the computers had come, at least there was a lot of hue and cry that the computers will automate everything, so they will do everything, and then there will be no requirement of the human beings, especially the banks में जो employees they became very nervous, thinking that now the entire thing, record keeping, will be there with the what you call computers, and they will be able to perform all calculations. Everything will be available on the computer. Then the number of people who will be required in the banks will reduce. But हमने देखा है कि that is not exactly what has happened. The computers had come and there was initially some sort of uncertainty, but now we have seen that the computers have in fact increased the number of jobs. Right? So this is what the World Economic Forum is saying, and it is also saying that around 1,090 million jobs will continue to remain in the same manner in which they are existing as of today. Now, if we see some other recommendations of this World Economic Forum, so on the left side you can see the shifting human-machine frontier. So it actually gives us two bar graphs. So one is pertaining to 2025, the other one, right side one, is for 2030. I'm not sure whether you can clearly make out the figures, but I'll narrate or I'll repeat the numbers for you. So what it says is in 2025, 2025 में 47% of the jobs which were available in the industry were being done independently by the human beings without the help of any machines or without the help of the computers. And 30% of the jobs were being done by combinedly or with the humans were doing with the help of the machines or the computers. And 22% jobs were such that they were being handled by the machines independently. There was no human being involvement required. Going forward, what that report says is by 2030, the number of jobs which will be done individually by the human beings are going to reduce from 47% to 33%. The number of jobs which will be done combinedly by the human and the machine are going to increase from 30% to 33%. And the number of jobs which machines will be able to handle independently or individually are going to increase from 22% to 34%. The same report also says that some of the jobs are going to grow much faster, and there will be demand for some of the jobs by 2030, like the big data specialists or fintech engineers or maybe data analysts, scientists and all. And at the same time, there will be some jobs which will be losing their significance, or which will be demand for these jobs is going to decline, like the data entry operators or the legal secretaries or the telemarketers. Now, Another thing that when we talk about the higher education or the industry or the employability, we have a unique advantage of demographic dividend being in our favor as a country. So 62% of our population is in the working age group. The age group of 15 to 59 years is considered ideal for the part of the job market. And 54% of our population is below the age of 25 years. Our average is 28.7 years. Right, so we are relatively a very, very young country. If you look at the average age of Japan, it is 50 years. Average age of what we call Germany is 40 years. United States is 38 years. China is 39 years. We are also aware that we are the most populous country in the world. So if we combine our population with the average age that we have, we can safely say that we have the largest young population in the world. But when we see the when we do an analysis of the workforce which is there in the industry and the job market, we find that most of the people who are there in the job market have entered the job market without availing any sort of formal or informal vocational education or vocational training or technical training. So almost only 11% of the workforce which is there in the industry has been fortunate to receive some sort of formal or informal vocational training prior to entering their job. So the 90% of the workforce right now in our country, which is around 68 crores, there is a requirement that this workforce has to be skilled, upskilled, reskilled, realigned. Only then they will be relevant in the changes or in the changing environment where we are seeing a lot of new technologies coming up. Also, when we are talking about Viksit Bharat by 2047, the Viksit Bharat will require around 50 crore skilled manpower in our country. Also, the International Labour Organization, a body of United Nations, has made a prediction that India is going to face a shortage of around 3 crore 2030. So that means the education system also has to work on making our students more employable, more skilled, so that they can fit into the industry and they can actually contribute to the development of our country and society. Also, this also I want to bring to your notice that if you see the breakdown of the entire educational enrollment in our country, we know that 83% of the students or learners who are there with our education system are with the school education. If we talk in terms of numbers, around 25 crores or 24.6 crore of our children are with the school education. The higher education forms 14% of the total educational enrollment, and around 4.5 crore students are with higher education. The number of students who are with the vocational education is very, very small. They are only 3%. So in spite of a lot of efforts by the government of India, state governments, and the higher education institutions, we have not been able to attract a lot of our children in vocational education, that is in ITIs or in polytechnics. And if you, this is a very small number, because if you see the breakdown of educational setup in most of the advanced countries or European countries, around 40 to 50% of their learners in the education system are with the vocational education or skill education, but that number is very, very small when we look at our educational setup. Okay, so this also is something which I just want to stress upon, that what industry is recognizing or what industry is contemplating and what industry is demanding from the higher education sector or the universities and the colleges. So the first point, as we have discussed, that the university the industry is in fact I want to just highlight what is the industry trends which the industry is highlighting, or what are the challenges and opportunities which industry has been recognizing. So the first point, we have already seen that industry recognizes that the world population, especially of the population of the Western countries and European countries, is aging, and India is the only bright spot having a young aspirational generation. The industry also acknowledges that COVID has in fact played a lot of good role as far as the digitization of work processes is concerned, as far as the demand for the digital skills is concerned. So we ourselves in the universities and colleges have seen that in fact post-COVID we have now been conducting so many online training, online meetings and all, which were not so common prior to COVID. So we were not aware of this WebEx or Zoom and all prior to COVID. Also, what the industry has been saying is something which we have already seen in the previous slide, that the technological advancements are going to make certain existing occupations redundant and obsolete. Like if you see the jobs like the customer care, or if you see the proofreaders or editors, or if you see the programming and coding jobs, because even now the AI can do the programming and coding. And then maybe the secretary jobs or assistant jobs, these jobs may see a decline going ahead. But at the same time, industry also is seeing that a new set of jobs are emerging because of the advancements in the technology, like you have now the AI ethics engineer, or the robot engineer, or the prompt engineering, or context engineering. So these are the jobs which are emerging or evolving only because of the advent of artificial intelligence. Also, the industry recognizes that there is a requirement for if you can provide personalized or customized services to the customers, then there is a requirement for such applications. So we have seen that Amazon and the other e-commerce industry, they have been collecting a lot of data, and with that data, they have been trying to give us some personalized or customized service. So Amazon, in fact, has they do a lot of prediction or forecasting with the data that they have. So, for example, if I prefer a white shirt of 42 size, that is my preference, and it also knows that in 2 weeks' time, that is maybe by end of first week of August, I am going to need, and I am going to buy one white shirt of 42 size from Amazon. So that it has, I don't know personally that I'm going to need such a shirt, but Amazon, with that all the data, has in fact predicted that, and what they have done is they have moved that shirt of 42 size, white shirt of 42 size, to my nearest warehouse from their manufacturing unit, so that the moment I place an order, the I'll be delivered the product in a day or. Okay, so now we all know that NEP 2020 is a very transformative policy which has come about after a long gap. The previous policy was in 1986, and it was called NPE, or National Policy for Education. And after that, after a long 3.5 decades, this policy has come. And in the meantime, there were a lot of developments which had happened in the education sector. And this policy has in fact tried to cater to or address all the concerns and all the advancements which have happened in the education sector in the last 35 years. So it's a very transformative policy, enabling policy. The original document, we all know, when the draft of NEP 2020 was made available for public comments, it was almost 484 pages plus. But the final draft has been is only 66 pages, and a lot of concise thing has come up, which is highlighting all the major challenges that we have in the education sector and how we need to go ahead. When we talk about the NEP 2020, we know that the 5 pillars on which NEP 2020 is based on is providing access, more access to the education, whether it's school education or higher education to the students, providing equity. Every child has equal access gets equal chance to be part of the education system, irrespective of its background. It also talks about inclusive education, that is, children with different needs or they also get an equal opportunity to be part of the education system. Quality is another important aspect that the NEP 2020 has emphasized on. It has emphasized that the quality of education that we are offering needs to be improved substantially. Only then we will be able to compete with the graduates, or our graduates will be able to compete with the graduates of the other countries. Affordability, reducing the cost of the education, and accountability. So the NEP 2020, in fact, talks about light and tight regulations. So to provide a lot of flexibility to the institutions, to the faculty, so that they can, in fact, have all the freedom in what they want to do with the education system, so they can have their own curriculum, they can have their own teaching learning processes, pedagogies, and they can also design their own assessment and evaluation tools and all. So a lot of flexibility it talks about, but it also says that the regulations can be light, but they also need to be tight. So if somebody is actually not following the provisions or the rules and regulations of the regulators or the government of India, then he needs to be penalized in that manner. So that is one part, but then accountability, which has been missing from our education system, has been emphasized by the national education policy. It says there has to be accountability in the system, so that there are the things that need to happen in time, they happen, and the people who are not taking their job seriously, or the things which are not happening as per the rules and regulations, then there has to be some sort of accountability that has to be fixed in the education system. So if you look at the major goals of the higher education system, obviously, like I told you, as far as higher education, they say that the gross enrollment ratio in higher education needs to be increased to 50% by 2035. So I told you right now we are at 28.3, which is a very, very what you call less enrollment ratio that we have. Even if we compare it with a lot of poor countries or underdeveloped countries, they have a better gross enrollment ratio than us. So it is required that we also pull up our socks and give more accessibility to the learners to be part of the higher education. Promoting multidisciplinary universities and colleges. So this is another major recommendation of NEP 2020. So what NEP says is the student or the learner, in fact, needs to be given an opportunity, or he needs to be provided a lot of choices to pursue the subject of his interest. So whatever he wants to pursue, there has to be a chance for him, or an opportunity for him, or the availability of that particular subject for him to pursue that particular course. And also the walls that we have made around the domains. So prior to NEP, we had this the science stream, or the engineering stream, or the art stream, or the commerce stream, or the architecture stream, or the medicine this thing, and they had they were in fact different islands, or there was no, in fact there was no way to for a child who was pursuing his engineering degree to also do something or take up a job, take up a subject from the arts or the commerce or from the performing arts and all. So each discipline had, in fact, built upon a sort of boundary around around it, and the student had to choose that he wants to pursue. He wants to be part of one particular discipline. So if he has entered the engineering field, he cannot pursue, or he cannot have access to the other subjects in the various other disciplines. So NEP, in fact, talks about multidisciplinary universities. So it says that the student should be provided the opportunity to pursue what subject he wants to pursue or which he's interested and passionate about. And the boundaries across these disciplines have to be brought down. There has to be an opportunity, or there has to be a chance for the student to pursue subjects across the disciplines. So he can choose one subject from engineering, one from commerce. So that sort of flexibility needs to be provided. Also, the multidisciplinary, also the national education policy says that going ahead only there will be three type of institutions. One will be the multidisciplinary research institutions, which will be providing multidisciplinary education and which will be research-oriented universities. The other set of institutions will be the teaching intensive universities, so which will be focusing more on the teaching part. So undergraduate and postgraduate programs will be taught there. And the third type of institutions will be autonomous colleges, which will have the degree awarding power, right? So the NEPs understands that now the burden on it faculty is tremendous, because he or she is required to do the research, and they are also required to do the teaching, and then neither thing is happening more effectively. So there is a need to separate research and there is a need to separate teaching. So there will be some institutions which will be only doing research, and there will be another set of institutions which will be only focusing on the teaching, so that both research and teaching can be given priority, and the quality can be brought in both the aspects. Also, the NEP talks about flexible curricula and multiple entry, multiple exit. So this is something which is something we can say which the NEP has highlighted, and it's a very good what you call recommendation of NEP 2020. So what used to happen was a child when he used to get enrolled in higher education and an undergraduate program, maybe after a year of teaching, a year of undergoing the course, or maybe 2 years of undergoing the course, he, if because of some constraint, maybe financial constraint, or he needs to attend to his business, or he finds a job. When if he had to go out of the system after 1 year or 2 years of doing his post-graduation, so he was firstly he was going empty-handed. He was not getting anything. Only the requirement was that you complete 3 years and then you get undergraduate program, undergraduate degree. And also, if he wanted to get back into the system, so if he wanted to re-enter the system, he had to start from scratch, or he had to enroll again in the first year. So this was a very in fact, it was a demotivator, in the sense if somebody asks you to repeat the same thing that which you have done, then that in fact was a demotivator, and in fact it prevented a lot of learners to re-enter into the system. Right. So though NEP has in fact addressed both these concerns, that if a student has exited the system or is required to exit the undergraduate program because of any of the constraints, he can re-enter into the system from where he left. So if he has completed 1 year, and then after 2 years, he can come back and he can start from the second year. Only condition is he needs to finish his degree in 7 years, right? And also, he doesn't go empty-handed from the education system. So if he completes the first year of the undergraduate program, he gets a certificate. If he has done 2 years of undergraduate program, then he gets a diploma program. So at least he has something to show for all the efforts that he has done in the education system. Also, prior to NEP 2020, it was very difficult to change the institution. So if you have enrolled in an institution, and if you have completed the first year of undergraduate degree, and then if your parents are transferred to some other place, or if you have got a job to some other place, then you were not allowed to take admission in the second year in the new institution. The new institution, in fact, wanted that you start the degree again. So then again, it was a disadvantage. So the NEP talks about uh, talks about actually allowing you to change the institutions during your undergraduate program, and that mobility is enabled through the academic bank of credits. So each learner, in fact, creates an ABC ID, and then he gives the ABC ID to the university or the higher education institution. The institution is required to transfer whatever credits the student has earned at the end of each semester, at the end of each examination. So after a year or a semester examination, the credits are credited into the ABC ID of the student. Now, if after first year of his undergraduate program, a student wants to migrate or he wants to go to another city and take admission into another institution, what he is required to do is he can go to the next the other institution or the second institution where he wants to take an admission. He can give this ABC ID, and the next university or the next institution can, in fact, see what credits he has in the academic bank of credits. And if it is satisfied that these credits are sufficient and they, on the basis of these credits, the child can be provided entry into the second year or admission to second year. This new university, in fact, used to can redeem the credits and then provide the admission to the student in the second year. Right? Also, the vocational education, mainstream education. This is another recommendation of the NEP 2020. So we know that the employability of our graduates is a concern. We all hear a lot of things about that the industry is complaining that the students who are passing out of the educational institutions are not, in fact, capable or competent or skilled to perform in the job market. Right? So the requirement is that vocational education, if we can integrate this vocational education into the mainstream education from the starting, then what we will be doing is we will be making our students more employable. So what NEP 2020 says is all the students who are in class 6 to 8, they should be given exposure to at least one vocational craft or trade, maybe like pottery or maybe like plumbing or some wooden work or something. And all the students who are enrolled in classes 9 to 12, they are required to, in fact, choose one vocational subject, right? So like when I was in class 12, so I had only the academic subjects like the maths, physics, chemistry, biology, and English. I didn't have any vocational subject. But my son has just passed out of the 12 and he had maths, physics, chemistry, English, and then he had two vocational subjects of vocal music and physical education. So the NEP talks about making our education more practical in nature, more skill-based. Also, the research is to be enabled. The lot of focus NEP 2020 lays on the research and innovation. So you see the universities or the higher education institutions that we have in our country, they were primarily for the, if you go back some 10, 15 years back, they were primarily doing the role of educational delivery. So they used to design a program, they used to admit the learners in that program, they used to design a syllabus for that program, then how the program is to be delivered, within which teaching learning process or methodology or pedagogy. And then they used to, in fact, conduct a evaluation and assessment of the program and used to give out the qualifications for degree. So that essentially was the role that our higher education institutions were playing. But NEP 2020 says that the higher education institutions also need to be the centers for research and innovation, for incubation, for entrepreneurship, for startups, right? So because we have seen that a lot of other countries, if you take an example of United States of America, so the Pentagon, which is equal to Ministry of Defense, it gives a lot of grants or projects to the universities of the US, Harvard or other universities, to make new products or new technologies for them. So these universities also have been helping Pentagon with the latest technologies for the aircraft carriers or for the fighter what do you call fighting aircrafts and all. So all that they have been doing. And like if you see the NASA, which is there in the United States of America, the space agency equivalent to our ISRO. So even the NASA has been, in fact, enabled by the American universities. So all the spacecrafts and other space technology is being built in the American universities, and then that technology is being passed on to the NASA. So similarly, our universities also have to step up, and they have to, in fact, help the government and various departments of the government with the latest research and innovation, with latest technologies. Only then we can also become a Atmanirbhar and a developed nation. Right? So also. The NEP talks about having a separate body called National Research Foundation for strengthening the research ecosystem. So we all know that there has been a demand for having 1% of the GDP allocated to research, but because of a lot of constraints, the government has only been able to give 0.7% of our GDP to the research activities, and this research activities also this research funds are also primarily going to the what we call the premier institutions. Also, NEP talks about leveraging the technology so that we can use ICT and all to enhance access, equity, and quality. Also, I just want to give one small example as to because NEP is a broad subject. Internationalization has been another gray area for our higher education system. So if you see every year 7.5 lakh of our learners after completing their schooling are going to the foreign countries for higher education. So a lot of our capex is going there, but the number of learners, foreign learners who are coming to the higher education ecosystem in our country is only 50,000. So, and these learners are only primarily coming from our neighboring countries like Nepal, Bangladesh, Afghanistan, Sri Lanka, or from some of the African countries. So you see the huge difference. 7.5 lakh of our learners are going out every year for higher education, and the number of learners we are able to attract in our higher education institutions is only 50,000. Right. So this needs to be addressed. So the government has or NEP has in fact advised, or it has recommended four-dimensional approach for doing the internationalization of higher education. So it says that the Indian HEIs, the quality Indian HEIs need to be allowed to set up their campuses abroad so that our quality education can also go out, and our quality institutions can also what we call benefit when they go out to the foreign countries. So you have IIT Delhi has established a campus in Abu Dhabi. IIT Chennai or IIT Madras is developing a campus in Zanzibar, Tanzania. There's a talk of IIT Bombay going to the United States of America to establish a campus in the United States. Also, the NEP talks about allowing the foreign HEIs to set up campuses in India. So if we allow the quality foreign HEIs to come and set up their campuses in India, what will happen is the quality education which these foreign HEIs have been imparting will come to India. So maybe we can prevent some foreign exchange by when these institutions are there in our country, maybe our students will not go to foreign countries, and they will prefer to stay study here. Also, when these private foreign universities come to India, maybe we can attract some of the learners from neighboring countries like Nepal, Bangladesh, or Sri Lanka, and they will also come to studying in this institution. So what will happen is it will have a lot of benefit when these quality institutions come. Our universities will also be forced to improve themselves because there will be a lot of competition. There will be survival of the fittest. So our institutions, our private universities, all our institutions will also be required to improve the study. Also, the NEP talks about the collaboration, academic collaboration between the Indian HEIs and foreign HEIs. So there are a lot of exchange programs where our students and faculty go to the foreign university, the foreign university students and faculty come here. And then the NEP talks about allowing the Indian universities, the quality Indian universities to collaborate among themselves for offering various types of programs like the twinning programs or the dual degree programs or the joint degree programs. So what will happen is this will provide a lot of exposure to our faculty members and learners. And finally, what the government has done is, or what NEP has done is that it to increase the number of international students in Indian universities, there is a guideline or there is a recommendation in NEP 2020 that in addition to the intake capacity of the universities, we can increase, we can allow some sort of supplementary seats or supernumerary seats in the quality institutions so that the foreign learners who are interested in studying in these universities, they can also be admitted. So, for example, the foreign learners also, when they want to enroll in Indian university, they are more interested in quality institutions like IITs or IIMs and all. But the intake capacity of these institutions is very, very limited. So, what we can do is if the intake capacity of IIT Delhi for computer science engineering is 100, so we don't take away anything from the 100 intake capacity which is there for the Indian learners. What we do is we add another 20. So instead of having an intake capacity of 100, IIT Delhi can take 120 students, and this 20 students will be the foreign learners or the international students. So this will also bring a lot of more international students in our country. I'll not go into it. Okay, now the second part of the presentation is the digital transformation. So there are a lot of, in fact, a lot of recommendations with regard to bringing the digital transformation in our higher education system. So NEP talks about using ICT tools, automating a lot of our processes in the higher education system, making or gathering a lot of data pertaining to our academic processes so that we can use that data for better decision making. So when we talk about digital transformation, we have a lot of initiatives which have been undertaken by the government of India and the regulators. The one is the SWAM, which is there, the SWAM platform. So there are free online programs on a lot of topics which are available, and these programs are something which are conforming or they are complying with the standards of the online programs, and they are programs which are developed by the eminent faculty members of the institution. So, and these are free in nature. So any student or even the working professionals or the faculty members can also enroll in these SWAM programs, and they can get the academic credits. Only thing is the program is free, but if you want to have a certificate or if you want to earn academic credits, then you have to write an examination. The fees for the examination is very nominal. It is an offline exam. You have to go to a computer center and then you have to appear for the examination. The fees is only 1,000 rupees. I myself has done 2-3 programs from the SWAM and even taken the certificate from the SWAM. And then you have NPTEL, so which has a lot of engineering or technical programs similar to SWAM. There are IIT professors, renowned IIT professors who have designed these programs, and the program in fact consists of a lot of lectures by the IIT professors. So somebody who's not fortunate to be part of the IIT system, he can also get an opportunity to have access to the IIT education, because the same IIT professor is also taking the programs on the NPTEL course. Academic Bank of Credits, we have already seen it. It allows the students to digitally store and transfer the academic credits across institutions. So when we talk about multidisciplinary education, or when we talk about multiple entry and multiple exit, so this ABC portal is in fact something which is allowing these initiatives. So it is very simple. You go to the ABC portal, and then you using your Aadhaar card, you can create an ABC ID, it's a 12-digit ID, and then you with that ABC ID, you can just pass it on to the institution, and the institution will keep crediting the credits that you earn during a program. National Academic Depository, or NAD, or DigiLocker are another digital initiatives where you can, in fact, DigiLocker allows you to store all your academic certificates, all of the documents also. So you don't have to carry all the documents, hard copies everywhere. The soft copy are available in the DigiLocker or NAD, and you can access them at any point of time. APAR is another initiative which has been launched so that the entire academic journey of the child can be tracked through a single APAR ID. Swam Prabha is another digital transformation, in the sense that the D2 direct to home or DTH channels. So all the content that is part of the undergraduate or postgraduate programs in all the disciplines is available in terms of the video lectures on D2 on the Swam Prabha portal. These are quality educational programs available 24/7. So the child at the comfort of his home and at his own convenient time, he can access the education. There are other initiatives like the PG Pathshala, the National Digital Library, so which contains a lot of resources. So a lot of books or journals and all, which are very costly. You can access virtual labs, Diksha, and all. There are also other initiatives for the higher education. In addition to that, the academic or the administrative part of the higher education institutions, that also is being transformed digitally. So all the universities are encouraged to actually have own ERPs for their the admission process, or the hostel allocation, or the salary of the faculties. Right, so everything is automated. Even the fee collection is automated. So we have advised the universities to only take fees through the digital means. The salary disbursal also has to be through the what we call bank accounts and all. So digital admissions, examinations, then the online grievance redressal mechanism, so that the students can, at any point of time, if they have any grievance, they can actually what we call raised on the portal, and then it becomes the responsibility of the HI to resolve the what we call grievance in a time-bound manner. Then there are e-governance platforms. So physical files. There are a lot of softwares which are available, which allow you to digitize your files. Like in government sector now, in Ministry of Education, UGC, AICT, we don't have any physical files. Earlier, there were a lot of physical files which were there, and we used to keep moving the physical files. Now everything is automated. Everything is there in a digital file. The accountability is there. When you receive the file, what you have written in the file, when you have sent the file. So there is absolute transparency in the operating system. Then the PFMS, or the financial management, what we call system, which is there. So you can actually transfer the money to all the institutions through PFMS. You can also track that how, if I have transferred 100 crore to the institution, how much of it has been used by the institution, how much is left. And then the procurement, you have government e-marketplace, GEM. So you can in fact have competitive bidding. There is a transparency in the procurement system. So all those things have also become part of the higher education system, in addition to the academic digital transformation that we have had. But however, there are some challenges which still need to be addressed when we talk about digital transformation. Obviously, digital divide is something which is the primary challenge we have in digital transformation. So when we talk about the usage of ICT or making our campuses digital, we need to ensure that the digital devices are accessible, they are affordable, they are available with all the students. And then we have to invest in the ICT infrastructure. There has to be good internet connectivity. There has to be good broadband connectivity and all. Otherwise, the digital transformations will not be successful. The faculty shortages or the shortage in terms of the qualified or competent faculty who can actually work with this digital platforms, who can design the digital platform is a concern. Financial constraints because all these software applications to be made, they require a lot of funds and a lot of grants. Academic integrity or that when AI comes and the cybersecurity, both are also a concern when we actually adopt a lot of digital platforms. So cybersecurity is another risk for the institutions. Resistance to change, obviously, the old faculty members or the old non-academic staff, they are not very tech savvy. And when this digital transformation is happening, there is a requirement that their capacity building has to be addressed. Otherwise, they will not be keen to use this digital platforms. And if they don't use them, this initiatives will not be successful. Administrative complexities in the sense there are a lot of a lot of rules which have to be incorporated, a lot of agencies have to be integrated. So if each agency has its own platform, but there is no integration, there is no API which is there, then the purpose is completely different. And also with rapid technological advancements, it is required that we are able to update regularly our digital transformation. We are able to have latest applications which are in sync with the technological. When we talk about quality, obviously quality is it is not the responsibility of the vice chancellor or the IQAC. In fact, it is the collective responsibility of all the faculty members, the non-academic staff, researcher, everybody, students and all. That is how the quality comes. And quality is something which is it is not easy to quantify what quality is. So the assessment or evaluation of the quality is not very straightforward. So we need to see, and the quality also, in fact, stresses on comprehensive and continuous improvement. There is no end destination. There has to be continuous improvement, and so that we keep on improving our processes. We keep on going ahead. So when we talk about quality in higher education, then we need to see that the education that we are imparting is learner-centered education. So the time has gone when it was faculty-centered education. So faculty used to decide what is to be taught, how it is to be taught, how what teaching learning process is to be used, how it is to be evaluated. But now the learner is dictating the education system. He wants to know whether your curriculum has all the aspects which are there in the industry. So the curriculum has to be in sync with the industry. You have to have a teaching learning process where there is a lot of practical exposure, there is a lot of things which are there in the industry, so that when he goes to the industry, he is comfortable. Evaluation, he wants evaluation to be slightly higher, a lot of practical aspects to be asked, a lot of course questions to be asked and all. Right? So, and the learner is, in fact, what we call, he's given a lot of say in what and how he is going to learn it. Ensuring relevance of curriculum. So curriculum has to be now updated. It has to be in sync with the industry. If it is the same curriculum that you are, in fact, following for the last 20, 25 years, and it is all theoretical in nature, it will not serve any what we call purpose. Now the curriculum should also include internship for the students, the apprenticeship for the students and all, right? So and the industry lectures or the professors of practice. So industry component has to be embedded. Promoting research and innovation, this I've already told you, only when we have the research and we do innovation, we revise our syllabus, we come with new techniques, new processes, and only then the actual learning can happen. Employability and entrepreneurship. So it is now our students. We have to encourage that they should not be job seekers; they should be job creators. So they should be creating jobs for the other people. So entrepreneurship is another thing that we have to stress upon, making them employable. So the skill gap. So what we mean by skill gap is this: the industry is requiring the slightly higher set of skills from the learners, and the students who are passing out of the education system, their skills are far below. So this gap is what is to see as to how we can address this skill gap. Also, it is not sufficient that we teach them the academic knowledge or the technical knowledge. We have to give them the life skills. We have to give them the human skills, critical thinking, creativity, complex problem solving. And then we also have to tell them to be ethical in nature, so that they are also responsible socially. They have to do something for the community. They have to do something for the society that they are living. It is not that they will keep taking the things from the society and they will not do anything. If everybody becomes like that, then the society will be very so. There should be ethics in our learners and students. They should have compassion. They should have empathy. They should be concerned about the environment so that they don't waste the resources. They actually plant trees. They avoid what we call plastics, and they don't use much paper so that trees are not cut. And so these are all part of the quality in higher education. And then obviously the leadership governance models in the higher education institutions need to be continuously improved. Also, the national education policy, when we talk about quality, talks about outcome-based education or OBE. So the education, we need to decide as to what what is the qualities or outcome that we want our learners to achieve at the end of the program, right? And then once we have identified the outcomes, we in fact work backwards that these are the outcomes required. So accordingly, my syllabus has to be this, my teaching learning process has to be in this way, my evaluation has to be in this way, so that the outcome which I want my learner to achieve, he is able to achieve, right? So if the objective is to have a pilot trained who can fly aircraft, then you have to have a syllabus like that, which talks about the various theoretical parts of the aircraft, what are the principles involved. Then practically, how do you actually, teaching learning process will involve a lot of practical, where he's flying, taking off, landing and all. And the assessment that is that he should be able to actually fly solo, and he should be able to handle emergencies and all those things. So we know that the outcome-based education has a lot of components. So program educational objectives. So broadly, if a BTech program is there, after he has passed out, what are the things that he will be able to perform? Program outcomes. So at the end of BTech degree, what he should be able to do, or what is the skill set or competency he needs to have. Course outcomes at the end of each course, what he needs to achieve. So when we talk about quality, there is a role that the faculty has to play. So the faculty's role becomes very, very important. So the faculty needs to have a learner-centered approach, and he needs to inculcate the outcome-based teaching in his curriculum. The digital technologies have to be, in fact, integrated into the course. So whether he can have some sort of animations, videos, or some sort of programs, or the practicals or models and all, to make the students better understand the curriculum. Also, we need to continuously upgrade our knowledge through faculty development programs or other open educational resources or MOOCs and all. The technology is changing at a rapid pace. So if we don't keep ourselves current with what is happening, then maybe we would be teaching the same thing, which would have become redundant by then. And then our students or learners will not be able to perform as they are required in the industry. Promote interdisciplinary and collaborative research. So now is the time for interdisciplinary education or multidisciplinary education. You have to a single discipline education is not going to give the results because the problems are so complex that you need to employ multidisciplinary or interdisciplinary approach. Also, we need to mentor the students beyond our classroom. So a lot of hand holding and a lot of support we need to extend to the students beyond the classroom because now the world has become as such that the student or the learner is so impatient. So if he gets a doubt in the middle of the night, he wants an answer at that particular moment. He wants to ask the instructor or the faculty to help him. If he doesn't get that help, then he gets detached with that topic and then use all sorts of feedback or data for continuous improvement. So it is time that we need to reflect upon that how our teaching, what sort of impact our teaching is making. So if and then we can also have a lot of feedback to assess how it is going. So if the students are not happy with the way what you call you are teaching, or maybe the assessment is not reflecting the improvement, then there is something that you need to change around. We need to see how you can address or improve the teaching that you are doing. Encourage innovation, startup, and entrepreneurship. Like I told you, our learners, in fact, now become job creators or job givers rather than job seekers. So we have to inculcate in them that they need to, in fact, build upon the products on their own, the solutions for the society, and also that they are not, in fact, dependent on government or the private sector to give them employment. We need to collaborate better with industry, alumni, and international institutions. Because industry is in something which is actually doing the work which our students will be doing. So if we can keep those connections with the industry to learn what they are doing, what is the demand, what is the field which is coming up, if we can also get an opportunity to attach ourselves with the industry, maybe in the summer break we go to the industry and then we do some sort of learning there or training there. And then when we come back, we will be able to give industry relevant education to the students. Also, academic integrity and ethical use of AI. I think the last lecture was about that. So AI has got a lot of benefits, but again, we need to see that the academic integrity and the AI is used ethically. And then we have to support the IQAC and the institution in the quality improvement process. The quality will not is not a what you call only the job of IQAC. It is a combined job. So how we can, in fact, in our own way, do little things to improve the quality of the education we are imparting, that will itself will make a lot of difference. So these are my contact details. So the point was, I just wanted to stress upon how the national education policy is, in fact, transforming the higher education in the country. There are a lot of good initiatives which are what you call outlined in the NEP, but it is for us to, in fact, take those efforts, take these things seriously, because it is the faculty who's going to make the higher education effective, and the quality of the higher education will also be dependent on the performance of the faculty members. So I hope the session was of some use to you. These were some of the things that I wanted to share. Now the floor is open for any question answer that you have. We have already exceeded the time, but I think if the coordinator allows, we can take some questions in the next 5 minutes.
Participants can ask the question.
So any questions that you have regarding NEP or skill education, internationalization or anything? Or maybe if you have some inputs regarding the session also, you can share. You can write it in chat or maybe you can raise your hand. I think the coordinator ma'am will then give you the permission to unmute yourself. I'm seeing your comments and thank you so much for the support and the comments. Okay, so Deepa ma'am is asking how the technology can be incorporated into the legal education. See, now I'm not from the legal education, though I have a legal background, and I was looking after the legal bureau of UGC for some time. So now you see in fact, the technology has in fact entered the legal education and the legal profession very, very deeply. So there are a lot of softwares now. These softwares have an API with all the courts, district courts, high courts, and supreme courts. You can whatever court cases that you have in your organization, you can actually feed them, and then through the API that software, the softwares are developed by some of the firms which are there. Even the government has one software, LIMS. Legal Information Management, and I don't remember the full name. So what you can do is when you have the when you have the your court cases, though, and you have this integration. So for your own court cases, you can track when is the next date of hearing. You will get an alert. What are the previous orders? You can also access all the documents which are there, right? So and also now, there are a lot of tools which are available, so which the faculty members of the legal education are also saying. So if you if you upload a judgment, so judgment may be some 250 pages or maybe 50 pages, and you don't, in fact, get all the time to read the entire judgment. So you can just upload it in AI or some software, and then it will give you a summary of the entire judgment, what has happened. And then if you are looking for the related cases, and also there are softwares when if you give an command, you will be able to track all the related judgments to that particular topic. You are actually help in a lot of manner. Also, there are softwares which can help you in drafting the litigation, the writ petition that you want to draft. So all those applications are also available. And now, in fact, a lot of you must have seen a lot of lawyers. They have their own small tabs where they are the entire notes they keep making for their particular court cases. So you can document every page, and you can make notes. And also technology is in fact being what you call embraced by the lawyers in a big way. I hope I was able to answer to your question, ma'am. So let me just go back and see what is the okay. Okay, the next question is how can educational institutions prepare for the next generation of academy? See, the disruption is tremendous because now you will see that every content or every course is also available on YouTube, or there are a lot of platforms which are available, tutors who are available. My son, when he was preparing for the engineering, so the source of his what you call study was from the YouTube and from the videos. So he had highlighted some sort of YouTube speakers or the channels which were actually explaining the subject. And the challenge for a teacher is tremendous when he has to compete with somebody who is got a lot of tools and who's got a lot of knowledge, who in fact teach in a better way. So the only thing is our higher education institutions. Now we have to become, rather than a teacher, we have to become a facilitator, because information is all available on the net and the YouTube and other platforms. Only thing is we need to guide the student. We need to understand the requirements of the student. And in fact, so much of data is there that as a faculty member, we need to ensure that if we can provide a concise data, a effective knowledge to that particular student, then we are in fact in demand. So we need to see how we can keep ourselves very, very relevant. The educational institutions will we obviously they will be required, because the practical aspects, the peer learning. So if you can have online programs, you can have distance education programs, you can learn the content, but a student learns something from the faculty, and he also learns a lot from the peers and the environment. So the YouTube or the online platforms cannot give that exposure to that environment, to the peer learning, right? So there will be obviously a demand, but we have to see how we can actually improve our curriculums. We can actually teach them what is not readily available, some life skills, some human skills, some technical skills. So that is going to be more important for the higher education institutions. Is UGC going to add AI-based subject in professional courses? That is something I cannot tell you. That is below my pay scale. But the general policy of the UGC has been that we don't want to bring any sort of discourage. We don't want to discourage the students and faculty from using AI. So we want that let AI flourish, and let what you call people benefit from the good aspects of AI. So at this point of time, there is no what you call there is no thought process for regulating AI or thinking about some sort of regulations with respect to the AI. Okay, I think there are no more questions. And if Panu ma'am permits, then we can conclude the session. I have already shared my email address as well as my mobile number. So in case you are interested in contacting me, or you need any support from my side, I'll be more than willing to render what is possible for me. Everything is not possible for you. Thank you so much. So Anu ma'am, yeah.
Thank you so much, sir. On behalf of Ishan Educational Institution, I extend our gratitude to you for delivering such an insightful and inspiring session. Sir, your remarkable journey from serving the nation in the Indian Navy to playing an important role in the shaping higher education policies at the University Grant Commission is truly inspiring. Your valuable insights on AI, digital transformation, NEP implementation, and the future of the higher education have gracefully enriched all the participants. We sincerely appreciate the time you have taken from your busy schedule to share your knowledge, experience, and the vision with us. Your guidance will undoubtedly native and benefit and the researcher in their academic journey. Thank you once again, sir, for your guidance and the gracious presence and the invaluable contribution. It has been a privilege and honor in have you with
Thank you
us.
so much.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you
Now,
so
may
much.
I
No,
request to
ma'am.
all the participants kindly switch on your cameras for a few moments as we are about to take a group photo.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for the wonderful opportunity. I thank all the participants also for patient listening and interactive session. I wish you all the very best. May you all learn a lot in this FDP program and go back to your institutions with a lot of zeal and enthusiasm. And together we continue to improve and work passionately to improve the quality of higher education in the country. It's been a pleasure being with you this evening. Thank you so much, Jai.
Thank you so much, sir, once again.
Thank you.